Some lucky St. Louis music fans witnessed a bit of history at the Pageant. Two generations of rock musicians sharing the same stage. Gregg Allman is a name familiar to the baby boomer generation and beyond. Well, now his son Devon Allman is attracting a whole new generation of fans. Radio host Smash, in his first story for State of the Arts, reports that while the second generation rocker pays homage to his father's influence, Devon Allman is charting his own path to stardom.
It's not often you get to see this. Two generations of rock musicians on stage together. Not long ago, Gregg Allman and his son Devon Allman shared the stage at the Pageant.
Well, it doesn't happen as often as I would like it to.
You know, we've done it a few times actually, and it's a great feeling. It's cool on so many levels. I mean, you get to see all our friends. My dad's still doing his thing, and we're into our first decade of existence, and it's a little surreal. It's really neat.
It's like I'm away from him for different lengths of time, and so I can see just how much he's come along. I mean, he's getting serious about it.
His lineage may be from rock and roll royalty, but what sets him apart from other second-generation rockers is Devon Allman's music stands on its own.
You know, Devon's got a great, powerful voice, and Devon doesn't play like anybody. He plays like Devon.
He's a great guitar player, he writes good music, and he's just got that soulful, bluesy voice. And there really aren't that many out there anymore, especially of his age.
I'm very proud of my heritage. There's no doubt about it. And there's aspects of, you know, my family's music that just finds its way osmosis into my stuff, and that's cool. It's not planned out or thought about or seeded purposefully or anything like that. It just happens, and that's cool. But at the same time, I'm pretty gung-ho. Honeytribe is what I'm about, and doing my own thing.
You almost expect him to be a carbon copy of his dad, but he's not. He has got his own. I mean, I first thought that, hey, oh, he sounds like his dad, but I mean, about like a minute or 2 minutes later, I was like, no, he's his own artist.
A hit with the tribal community is the band's brand new CD release, Space Age Blues. It was recorded at the famous Ardent Studios in Memphis, Tennessee.
It was cool. It was like the first time in my life I ever got to really do what I wanted to do, down to every note on the record. Huey Lewis was next door making a record, and he popped in and asked us to be on the record and play harmonica, which was really cool.
I think it's very fitting and sort of meant to be that he has done so much recording at Ardent, where his father did some recording as well.
So sweet.
I can remember just sitting there in awe and just being like, someday I'm gonna record here. Someday it'll be my turn, you know, and it was amazing to be in there.
This chart topper is not only a success with fans. Music critics deem this album a standout with promising hits including Warm in Wintertime, Could Get Dangerous, and the fan favorite, Salvation.
The song Salvation has a lot to do with just kind of keeping it real, you know, in a really crazy world. Kind of realize there's a greater power out there, you know. And I hit a point in my life where I just stopped fighting things. I just surrendered, and I just said, you know what? It's kind of like being in a canoe with oars, and you're like fighting and you're fighting. It's something you just let go and just trust.
And it was Gregg, once known for a hard-living rock and roll lifestyle, that encouraged Devon to change.
I advise him about drinking and smoking and all that stuff that just gets in your way, singing and playing and thinking and being aware of where you are. And, you know, I mean, if I had to do it, go through all that crap, I'm 15 years clean and sober now. But I told him, you know, if you don't do it, then mine wasn't in vain, you know.
I stopped partying a while back. It just didn't do it for me anymore. So I get up at 9 in the morning and I run 3 or 4 miles, and I try to eat healthy, and I just try to just keep it cool, keep it real.
As a father himself, Devon has no problem keeping it real with his son, Orion.
Nice. Look at that. That's my boy right there.
If he happens to go down that path to become a musician, I think just a true, complete, surrendering into music and to wanting to actually give something to music. I think the ones that really, really want to see what they can give back to music are the ones that, karma kind of just takes care of.
And karma is taking care of the next Allman generation. In addition to a successful recording career, Devon recently acted in a TV pilot, signed a deal to write a book, Bus Stories, and designed his own signature amp. So how does Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Gregg Allman feel about his son's success?
It's a great feeling because I see in him the same passion that I have for it. It kind of mirrors yourself, and you think, all right, I must have done something right. Even though I didn't really hands-on have much to do with it at all.
The common misconception is that I grew up backstage with the Allman Brothers and on tour buses, and I was handed a guitar, and this is what you're gonna do, and this is the family biz, and it was nothing like that.
He's a worker, as opposed to, I think a lot of second generation quote-unquote rockers feel entitled to a career, and he's not that way at all. He's constantly writing. He's constantly improving his situation and his own approach to his artistry.
We've logged close to 300 shows a year for 5 years in a van, 44 states, 14 countries.
Truly, what I have the most respect about him is that he is not necessarily, riding on his dad's coattails.
It's like, I'm Devon Allman, and this is just who I happen to be. This is what I have to offer. And oh, by the way, yeah, my dad's Gregg Allman.
I feel so blessed to be able to do this, because my job rocks. I get to play guitar for people, and sing, and kind of allow people to turn the world off for a couple hours. That's good stuff.